And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Homemaking with Purpose. I tell you what, I almost got distracted. I was sitting here looking at a note that I had received from one of my subscribers, and it had come in March, and I read it then. And I had made some decisions earlier today and just happened to look over here to the right, and here was this note again. So I started reading it again, and it just really made an impact upon me. So I am so glad that I just happened to see it. But anyway, welcome to Homemaking with Purpose. I'm getting distracted, and we are just getting started. So, hey, Miss C, you haven't been here for a good while. It is so good to have you with us as always. And I see my friend Ethel is here as well. And one of the things that I was going to say is that it is easy to get distracted and lose motivation when your routines change. So, on this episode of Homemaking with Purpose, I'll give you a few tips on how to stay motivated. And tip number one is to be flexible. Tip number one is to be flexible. And here's the thing, changes in our schedule can certainly wreak havoc on our daily routines. And with summer here on the onset, right now we're still in the middle of spring, but summer is hard on its heels, and some people are experiencing the hot days of summer already. Kids are out of school, people are doing this, that, and the other. It's just been difficult to stay on top of things. And I know for me, that has been the same thing as well. I have just felt like I have been scattered and pulled in all different directions. So, who can relate to that? Who out there can relate to the fact that sometimes when your routines change, like with summer, you get pulled in all different directions and you lose motivation? I'm going to look over here and say, Ethel, has that ever happened to you? Miss C, have you ever lost motivation because your routine changed? Hey, Sue and Ronnie, the same question. And yes, Stephanie Callahan, haven't seen you in a minute. All has been well, Miss C. All has been well. And then Mustard Seedish said she's been here kind of lurking in the background. And boom, another name twin. Her name is Denise as well. So Denise said, D Lovely Life is my name twin, and now Mustard Seedish is my name twin as well. So hot dog. And that is nice to know. When I was in high school, there were only three Denises in my class, and might have been in the whole school. Me, I was Denise Stewart. There was a Denise Pallone and a Denise Browning. That was it. And now I meet so many people named Denise. So I am so glad to do that. But I'm getting distracted again. All right. So yes. So Stephanie says stress. Definitely stress can be a problem when it comes to a change in routine. And Miss C says she's also experienced stress and when routines have changed. So we're getting quite a few people saying yes, and me. And then Victoria Mendeville is just saying hello. So Terry says she's home on a Wednesday night, and yes, she's had a problem with motivation off and on this summer. And Terry, summer's not really like we're here big yet. Summer's really not here until I believe like June 20th or June 21st. But the end of spring and the advent of summer brings around so many changes. What are some of the changes that tend to happen? Well, first of all, that end of spring, like right around the end of May, the first week of June, school is out. That's probably one of the big challenges for many of us. School is out, and that means our children are home, or we have to find other childcare arrangements for them, because before they were at school all day and it was a matter of drop off and pick up before and after school. Now, if they're home all day, it's like, what are we going to do with them? So that's a problem. And I well remember that. Ronnie says she's stressing out already. Ronnie, tell us what you're stressing out about already. Inquiring minds want to know. Hey, Joyce, good to see you. And then Hillary, who is my friend Ethel, says that being flexible is crucial. You just have to go with the flow sometimes and don't be rigid and unhappy, because if you get rigid, then you're definitely going to get overwhelmed. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, then you're going to feel unhappy. So I forgot to put my banners up here because I do have these. So tip number one is to be flexible. So how can we be flexible? What are some of the things that we can do to be flexible? And when we think about some of the things that go along with summer, sometimes people sleep in because they're staying up later. Why are they staying up later? Well, it's light outside a whole lot longer. 8:30, 9 o'clock right now, it's still daylight. In the wintertime, 4:30, 5 o'clock, it's starting to get dark. So we're awake more because we've got longer hours of daylight. So that's one of the things that's caused a change in our routine. So there's that. And so it disrupts your normal routine, and it can make you somewhat tired. The other thing is that what else happens now that the kids are out of school, or the hubby or the wife is home because they're not teaching for the summer, they're on that academic calendar. So now they're home, so they're disrupting your routine, that kind of thing. So my name twin, Denise, says she's more efficient when she has a structured school day. Her kids are graduated, but she's a crossing guard supervisor and she gets lazy during the summertime. So when you say you get lazy during the summertime, Denise, does that mean that your homemaking routines go to pot? Tell us what that means. Oh, Terry, boom, exactly. I like to garden in the summer. And I've got a video coming out on Saturday morning, and it's my long awaited grocery haul. People have been saying, when are you going to do another grocery haul? Well, I hadn't really bought any groceries because we were going to be going away. And I was trying to work on all the things we already had in the fridge and all that kind of thing. So I did get some groceries. There will be a grocery haul this weekend. But when I went to Kroger and got my groceries, they had a garden section. They had flowers like annuals and herbs and things to buy. And I bought a set of herbs and planted them yesterday. And now it's like, I just cannot wait to get out in my garden. So that's one of the things that I like to do in the summer. But it distracts me from my cleaning routine sometimes, because if I'm gardening, I may not be cleaning. I'm just saying. Hey, Michelle at My Everyday Wife Life. It is good to see you. And Hillary says sometimes you just need to go with the flow. You don't want to put cleaning over spending time with loved ones. Now you're right, because when you're dead, you want people to say how much love you gave them, not how clean you were. And that's absolutely right, Hillary. And I think it was Denise at Mustard Seedish also that agreed, and Terry that was talking about wanting to be out in the garden. So yes, so when we're out in the summer, we tend to do other things. And that leads into a decision that I'm going to share with you guys later on in the program. But Denise says she hangs out in her pajamas longer than she should. Her only goal this summer is to be dressed before 8 o'clock. I get it. Now, when my husband wakes up, the minute he wakes up, he hits the bathroom and he gets dressed. And he's dressed for the day. And if I see him come downstairs in his PJs, I'm like, honey, are you all right? Because I know something is off just a little bit. I get up and I get dressed in yoga clothes. I hit the bathroom, get dressed in yoga clothes, do my yoga, and then I'll get dressed again and do some stuff around the house, or I may stay in yoga clothes and get stuff done around the house. But sometimes it does feel good to just stay in my PJs and just relax a little bit. Just stretch out in the bed and just relax. So yeah, sometimes that warmth just makes you a little bit more lethargic. So yeah. Hillary says that she has a choice of a Saturday filled with cleaning or taking grandkids to the zoo. Oh, heck yeah, I'm right there with you. We're going to the zoo or we're going to the beach. I'm not going to worry about cleaning if that's the case, but I'll try to have the cleaning done before that Saturday comes so that I don't have to worry about that. So, yes, being flexible is certainly important. Flexible in your daily routine and also in your weekly routines. And Ronnie says she's been interrupting her daily routine. It keeps her overwhelmed with her granddaughter out of school and working on different schedules. So, Ronnie, are you keeping your granddaughter now that school is out? Because, yeah, if you've got a little one there at the house and you're not used to that, that is certainly going to be a change in your routine. But like Hillary was saying earlier, though, I'm sure you want to spend the time and enjoy the time with her, but try to figure out a way to accommodate your schedule with her. So, probably one of the first things you might consider doing, or the second thing you might consider doing, is to create a routine that will adjust to her being there. So, one of the things we often need to do when summer comes and we want to stay motivated is to create a new routine. Create a new routine that accommodates where we are now. In the wintertime, when I'm up, I can hit the bathroom, yoga clothes, start my daily routine. In the summertime, when I'm wanting to get out in the garden before it gets too hot, sometimes I may not hit the mat. And then I've already been outside, then there's things I need to do in the house. So it is certainly a disruption. So one of the things that helps is to create a new routine for the summer to accommodate your new situation. The other thing is that we do vacations. We take vacations during the summer. People come to visit, and it is just hard to stay on top of those daily routines and weekly routines when now you've got company or you're going away yourself. We just got back from vacation not long ago, and it was just hard even to get up in the morning and maintain my yoga. They had yoga mats there. I could be up early and I could do some exercise in a place in the bedroom or in the hallway, but it was just different trying to maintain that routine while I was away from home. So it didn't work out quite as well as I thought. So, Patience, hey there, Patience. It's always good to see you. She says she's totally enjoying her summer of teacher recuperation. However, she's trying to have some type of routine because she wants to feel productive. And I get that, Patience. You know what? I used to be on that academic calendar myself, and there is nothing like the academic calendar. For those of you out there, if you're not a teacher or you don't have your spouse is not a teacher, you don't know what we're talking about. But to have those 3 months off in the summer, well, it's really more like 8 to 10 weeks, but still, to have that time off in the summer is amazing. And you think you're going to do all of this work, you're going to plan to clean and get your house done, get your garden done, and all that. And it doesn't always turn out that way. But it is nice to have that downtime to let your mind and your body just kind of rest. So, Patience, if you want to feel productive, create a routine to accommodate your time off during the summer. So create that new routine for being off in the summer. And that was just what I had just mentioned here is that you want to create a new routine. So maybe you don't want to have to be up at 6 because you got to be at school by 8. But maybe during the summer, you want to be up by, say, 7:30 or 8, and then be dressed by 8 o'clock. Maybe spend some time out on your porch drinking some coffee or some tea, but built in that relaxing time that you don't normally have, and try to go from there. And then tip number 3 is to take some breaks. Just take some me time because, again, you've got a whole different schedule. And many times that whole different schedule is revolving around family. So if you can, be sure and take a break. So, Ronnie, if you're keeping your granddaughter during the summer, then maybe you're going to be sure that you get her some quiet time. And then there's some quiet time for you, because you're certainly entitled to some breaks throughout that time. Oh, somebody's having a birthday. So Stephanie is going to be 38 in a couple of days. Well, congratulations. So along the lines of motivation, doctor's appointments, holding on to, tons of doctor's appointments, holding on to hope for a new pain management routine and a happier life. She loves gardening, but she struggles with it. Stephanie, I get it. That's one of the things that I've been struggling with is doctor's appointments, and not just my doctor's appointments, but doctor's appointments that I have to help other people with. For example, next week, there's doctor's appointments. No, the week after next, there's doctor's appointments on a Wednesday and a Thursday. And so some things that I would normally do for myself, I can't do. And then, so just trying to help them with that, and then wanting to garden. And as you guys know, I am definitely a woman of a certain age. So sometimes I just don't have the energy to get out there and do what I want to do. So since we've been away, I'm now just ready to get started working on my garden, but it looks a hot mess. So I got a lot of cleaning up to do, first of all. Oh, Cahalan. Okay, gotcha. So yes, happy birthday, Stephanie. Everybody's saying happy birthday. So Michelle is saying that they don't do a whole lot in the summer in Florida as far as activities because it's too hot, but they will be swimming for sure. So yeah, I guess people try not to visit Florida in the really hot months because it is really hot there. But here, like, we're still in like the 70s. Now, a couple of days ago, we had like an 80-degree weather. And over the weekend, my husband's fishing derby took place, and it was a beautiful day. Started out in the mid 70s, got up to 80. By 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it was hot, and the people were starting to pack up and go home. But the weather was beautiful, and so we were out there. So that was a good day for me to spend time with family and friends on that Saturday. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to make sure that I am working in. Hillary say they eat a lot lighter in the hot weather. So cooking and meal prep is usually a lot easier. And that's something that you guys can consider. If you think about the fact that your family may be home all day, and you're going to have to cook meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, then one of the things you might want to consider is lighter, quicker meals. And then also giving them some quiet time as well. And I had a note about something else that I wanted to mention. And that was the other thing you can consider doing with your routine change. Like, for example, Patience, your teaching schedule is changed for the summer. Maybe this is a good time for you to join that exercise class that you wanted to do. And you can do that once or twice a week and just kind of relax and enjoy that. Or maybe you wanted to join a book club or have lunch more out with your friends or family. This is a good time to do that. Or for you moms who've got your kiddos at home and you're trying to figure out what to do with them, sign them up for something. I would sign my kids up, well, the boys up for Little League Baseball. My daughter did other things, but sign them up for baseball or soccer, or the library usually has reading programs, or there's like little camps and different things like that. Sign them up for something that they will enjoy. Art classes, science at the Science Central, and all kinds of stuff like that. So that for a couple of hours a day, a few days a week, they're away enjoying themselves, working off some of that energy, and you can have a little bit of quiet time in the middle of all that chaos. So there's that to think about. Let me get back over here and see what you guys are talking about. Hey, Tammy, it is always good to see you. So Michelle says she'll do her spring cleaning type chores in the summer since she was doing yard makeover in February, March, and April. You know what? I remember you said you were going to do spring cleaning in the summer. Excuse me, my throat was awfully parched. And now I understand why you said it gets so hot in the summer that you really don't want to be out doing those yard makeovers. So that makes sense now to me. So Stephanie, or rather Hillary, says she has high tea every day with fancy imported tea and treats and no distractions. That's her me time. I love that idea of having high tea, having a fancy tea and fancy little sandwiches and I don't know, cookies. My son sent me a new mug, well, him and his family for Mother's Day, and it came with a box of fancy cookies from Australia. Oh my goodness, was it ever delicious? And every day I'd have a cup of coffee in the morning and I eat two of those cookies. It was just so nice. So, Hillary, I like that idea. Yep, that's a great idea. The other thing that I want to encourage you to do to help you keep your motivation going for the summer. A good way to stay motivated over the summer is to celebrate your wins. Now, what do I mean by that? Celebrate the things you do get done rather than think about what you didn't get to. Oh, I didn't get to this or I didn't get to that. You know what? I cooked a light salad that was totally delicious and the family or the hubby loved it. It was healthy, it was colorful, and I got it done. Or maybe you got the laundry done. And today I did laundry and I hung the shirts out on the line. They have such a nice smell of the outdoors. Now, I didn't really do that. I'm just saying if I had, you could be you could be talking to yourself like that, giving yourself positive self-talk. I got the laundry done. I did my daily swish and swipe. Those are the things that you can do to celebrate your wins. Let yourself recognize what you did get done instead of what you didn't get done. Because we do so much during the day. I think if you wrote down every single thing you did during the day, you'd be surprised at how much you actually do. So when you're trying to be, I can't even talk today. So when you're trying to maintain motivation in the summer because your routines have been turned upside down, regardless of the reason, either the kids are home or now you're home or your partner is home, one way to stay motivated is to be flexible. Be flexible. Another way to stay motivated is to create a new routine that matches your new situation. In addition to that, you want to take breaks and give yourself a little me time. Join a group that you've been wanting to do. I just joined a new book club. So join a group that you've been wanting to join or sign the kids up for something that they've been wanting to do. Sign them up for something to get them out of your hair just for a little bit of time. And then celebrate your wins. You just got to celebrate your wins. So now let's see what people are saying over here. Oh, yes. Terry said Vacation Bible School. If someone likes that for children, she does try to do decluttering as it's hit and miss for her due to caregiving. And yes, Vacation Bible School is a big one for the summer. And as a matter of fact, the church around the corner has its signs up now that Vacation Bible School is starting. And almost every church has it. So yes, Vacation Bible School is a good place for children to go during the summer. It usually only lasts 1 or 2 weeks, but it gets them out of your hair for that length of time. Yeah, I knew you meant caregiving. So Tammy said her kids are going to Vacation Bible School this week. And Duncan Party of 6. Hey, TJ, it is good to see you as always. So now let me just ask you, how has your routine been turned upside down now that Schools are probably out. What are you doing to not lose motivation? Inquiring minds will want to know. And then Tammy says she wants to go to the library this summer and try to do a little reading. Tammy, I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and what I've been doing it on has been my Kindle. I've been doing a lot of reading on my Kindle. I've got lots of stories on here. And I can pull them up, and I've just got books upon books upon books. So either they're in my Kindle or they're in my Audible for my audiobooks. But I've been doing lots of reading that way. But when my grandchildren were little and they would come to visit, I would always take them to the library. We would check out this little bag of puppets. We would play with the puppets at the house. They would play on the computers. They loved to go into the library and doing the different things that we would do there. The library always has activities for children in addition to reading. Sometimes they plant like little flowers and do all kind of fun stuff. So the library is certainly a good place to take them for the summer, and not just them, but to take yourself, because they also have groups and things for adults. I'm not sure what Stephanie Cahalan is talking about right here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I must have missed something up there that she was talking with someone about. So yeah, I missed that. And then there's Rachel Vital. She said she started logging what she did each day because she felt like she wasn't productive after back surgery. She was getting things done, just not at pre-surgery levels. Boom, Rachel, that is perfect. Perfect, perfect. Logging or just kind of journaling or just jotting down what you've been doing and to let you know what you've gotten done for the day can help you celebrate those wins so that you don't feel unproductive. Yeah, Tammy, take the grandkids too. They have all kinds of good activities there for children. All right. Yes. One of the other things that I want you guys to think about when we want to try to maintain motivation because our routines have changed is to embrace the change rather than fight it. Say, okay, things have changed. This is the new normal. So, based on the new normal, I'm going to create a routine that works for now. So Stephanie asks, any advice on handling schedule change for littles as they drop naps beginning potty training? She's got a 3-year-old and 18-month-old identical twins. Woo! Heaven help her. Everybody send her some good vibes, some good vibes. A 3-year-old and 18-month-old twins. She is definitely busy. I'll put it that way. So when we look at schedule changes for your littles, so when you say they're dropping naps, the 3-year-old and the 18-month-old can still be taking naps. Now, the 3-year-old won't nap quite as long as they used to, and the 18-month-old may not nap quite as long, but I'd still have them going down for a nap. I'd put them down at the same time. Now, the 3-year-old may not want to go to sleep, but say you have to have some quiet time, and you've got to lay down and rest and maybe give her a little doll or give her a book or something like that that they can be quiet with. But for at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes, they have to be quiet. And this is mommy's quiet time as well. As far as beginning potty training, oh my goodness, it has been a while since I've had to address that. But the biggest thing with that is this getting that potty training, get them on a schedule. So I know what I did when my kids were little. First thing in the morning, you got them up, get them into the bathroom, onto the potty, and then after meals right away onto the potty so that when they've had something to drink and you think it's time for it to start running through them, take them to the potty. You ladies that are out there, what suggestions do you have to help Stephanie with these schedule changes? Like I said, it's been a while since I've done that, but for your 3-year-old, she's still certainly young enough that she could at least lay down for a rest. She may not go to sleep, but she can certainly lay down for a rest. And I do believe even at daycare, they do put them down for a nap if they're there for the whole day. They do give them a rest time. Oh, people are sending good vibes and hugs and all that to Stephanie. Good. You know, Hillary, you are so right. Life continually ebbs and flows, and you just have to go with the flow. You just have to go with the flow and figure out how to make that flow work for you. That's what you need to do. So now backing up, let me get back up to Stephanie. So, who's got some suggestions on helping her handle schedule changes for littles as they drop naps? I'm saying don't let them drop that nap. Have them lay down, but maybe it won't be quite as long. Does anyone else have any suggestions for that? And then, too, while the 18 months are down, this could be some good time for you to spend one on one with your 3-year-old just for a little bit. But again, maybe while the 18 months olds are down, sit down with the 3-year-old, read to them for a little bit and say, okay, now you need to just put your head down for a little bit and see how that goes. So, Ari says, make the house quiet. No more play with sound, coloring maybe, or quiet reading. After lunch is good as well. And probably after they've had their lunch is a good time for them to lay down for their nap. They may not still have that morning nap. And that could be what you meant when you said drop naps. They may be dropping that morning nap, but they should still be taking an afternoon nap about that age. And then have the house quiet, maybe play some quiet music, and then let them, the 3-year-old, she can sit in her bed with a coloring book, something quiet. But those 18 months old, they need to be going to sleep. And then Terry says, bless the heart of the mama with such little ones. A very busy time of life. Yes, it is a busy time of life. Even if it's looking through a book for such a little one with a set length of time. So that's what I mentioned earlier. For that 3-year-old, even if you say, okay, you've got to stay in bed with your book for 30 minutes. This is mommy's quiet time. So you have to have quiet time also. And don't let them come out of their room. And you have to be consistent so that they know, okay, this is your quiet time. You are not to get up. You can't come for a glass of water. And if you've already put them on the potty or had them go to the bathroom before they went to bed, they shouldn't have to go in that 30 minutes that they're supposed to be taking their nap. So Denise says she gave her son a choice between big boy pants, such as fun superhero underwear, and pull ups. He chose pull ups for a couple of days and then he wore the underwear. It gave him a sense of control. I thought so. That's a good comment too. Now let's just see. Oh, so beginning potty training. So Denise is letting you know what she did to begin potty training. And if they're boys, which I don't know if they're girls or boys, but if they're boys, I would send them into the bathroom with daddy. I would say pee pee like daddy and then send them in the bathroom. Sometimes my husband was like, can I just go to the bathroom by myself? But I would send the boys in there with him, pee pee like daddy. And so they like going in there, standing there, peeing at the same time with daddy. Don't ask me why, but it does work. So that's something to consider. Now, daddy may not always be there, but at least it kind of gets them into that thought. And so, yeah, that's something that you can consider doing. Let's see if anybody else has any suggestions. So again, choice between big boy pants and pull-ups. Sunny Day says she needs a nap. I get it. Sometimes I need a nap myself. Oh, excuse me for that indelicacy. Hillary says for the mama who eats a lot of sugar and drinks a lot of caffeine, utilize willing grandparents. And that's certainly a good suggestion. Take advantage of the help that you can have. Maybe your mom or his mom, or maybe a relative would be willing to take the kids for one day a week for a couple of hours to give you some quiet time. That's certainly something to think about. So, Stephanie, do you have boys or are they girls? Because Ronnie would says that she would put cereal in the toilet bowl for her boys to aim at, and Fly Lady Cat said that was a suggestion that she had made to some of her mentees as well, putting cereal or Cheerios in the toilet bowl and then have them aim for the Cheerios, because if they're not aiming for the center, it's going to be like all over everywhere until they learn how to focus the urine straight there in the bowl. So Trish says she instituted a quiet time. She told them they didn't actually have to go to sleep, but it was a time of rest for their minds and bodies. And I love that idea as well. It's a time of rest, not just for them, but sometimes you need that rest as well. So that's a good to do. Stephanie, you're doing amazing. Take lots of videos of those little or normal activities. You'd be surprised how much you forget. Yeah, that's a good idea too, guys. I did a video last week. It was my reviving Sunday dinner, and when I was editing the video, it struck me that I was capturing just an ordinary day in our lives. And I was just like, oh my goodness. I was just so melancholy looking at it and so happy that I captured that day. And it's just the little things that will leave a legacy of the things that we did. And you're right, we will forget very soon what we do. Books on tape, her kids are adults now, coloring, reading, anything that was quiet. And 50% of the time, they would actually take a short nap. Exactly. Once they lay there and they get quiet, so often they will just go ahead and go to sleep. Yes, I agree, Hillary. God knew what he was doing when he gave us menopause and had young women have babies, because I tell you what, you get to a point where you just don't have that energy that you had to run after them and do all the things that they require. Okay. So see, we were on target. The twins are boys and the 3-year-old is a girl. So that 3-year-old little girl can certainly have some quiet time, and she may lay there with the book or color. But those boys, consider what I think it was Ronnie that said she put Cheerios in the toilet and had them aim for the Cheerios or aim for the cereal in the toilet. The other thing is you can have them go into the bathroom when your husband goes in there and say, pee pee like daddy. And then he sets that example, and then they try to do what they see daddy do. It does work. So often, if you don't have men right there readily available and we teach them sitting on the potty, then they have to learn to stand up. Now, many of the potty chairs will have like a little cup in the front that you can put so that it keeps the urine down instead of it squirting out all over everywhere. You can tell I had 2 boys. But yeah, that's something you can consider doing, though. Send them into the bathroom with dad, pee pee like daddy, and then they can kind of try to mimic his action. And and the 2 boys in there together, oh my goodness, if it's just the 2 of them, they'll be in there peeing and trying to see who can pee the farthest and aiming for the Cheerios and really trying to see who can hit it and that kind of thing. They'll do all kind of funny stuff. Oh, Hillary was saying that the mother might need to eat a lot of sugar and caffeine. You know what? Eating a lot of sugar and caffeine, that's just going to make you wired. And if it makes you wired, then you're going to be jittery and it may make you irritable. So I don't know if a sugar and caffeine is the right thing to do right there. I might have to disagree with you there. But definitely need to take several breaks. Oh, she's talking about the back fusion she had and how the nerves cause pain and all of that. Sue, thank you so much, Sue. But I tell you what, it was touching for me too. And I wasn't expecting it. But it was like I was sitting here in this chair. Here's my computer in front of me, and I was doing the editing. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh. And I turned around and I says, honey, come here, come here. He was over in his studio. I don't know what he was doing, but he was over there doing something. He came in thinking something was wrong. And I said, look at this. And then he watched it. And I said, what do you see? And he said, I see love and I see our family. I'm like, exactly. It was just so touching for me. So if you guys have missed my Sunday dinner video, please watch it. And then I encourage you to capture those similar images and memories for yourselves of your family. Okay. All right. So people are talking about some back surgery and fusion surgeries and things like that. So yeah. All right. So, oh, I forgot to introduce myself and say who I am. So let me go ahead and do that. I don't know how I forgot that. And then I'll give the announcements. All right. So before I forget, welcome to Homemaking with Purpose, where we bring to you the best ideas, information, and interviews for today's homemaker. I am Denise Jordan, your host. And as always, this video or this show is brought to you by Apron Diva, pretty and practical. We believe that an apron can be a homemaker's best accessory. And right now, we've got a red and white promo going on. So we've got this little red and white apron here we call Pepper. We've got our red, white, and blue one that we call Pat are on sale because Flag Day is coming right up. Flag Day is next week on June 14th. And then we've also got our Connie bundle where we've got the Connie apron with the 2 dish towels, a set for $45. So these are the 3 that we've got going on for our red and white promo, celebrating the red, white, and the blue. And this is really a cute one. I just love the little stripes there, and we call it Pepper. And I just think it's cute. And notice I'm putting a little cell phone in the pocket. I don't know why I like to do that. And then on the website, I've also got a little video that tells you how to keep your apron strings from tangling when you wash them. So I'll let you take a look at that. Well, maybe I'll just turn it on. It's very short. If you've ever been annoyed by having to unwrap the ties of your apron when you've had it in the wash, here's a solution. Put your apron in a mesh bag. Zip it up and then drop the bag in the wash. No worries about detangling ties. So that's something to think about. All right. Hillary said her sister says the only way she survived her babies were eating Oreos. I tell you what, I needed more than Oreos. All right, so I've covered the tips that I wanted to share with you guys about how to stay motivated, and I'll run through them again for those people that joined us late. Tip number 1, to stay motivated. Tip number 1, to be, I'm all tongue-tied today. So, to stay motivated when your routines have changed, tip number 1 is to be flexible. Tip number 2 is to create a new routine to manage the situation that you're in now. Not for the previous situation, but for the situation you find yourself in now. Take breaks and also some me time for yourself. That means make sure if the kids are home that those littles are getting down for some naps or some quiet time so that you can have some. If you're a teacher and you're home for the summer now and you're enjoying that days without having to do your work, create a new routine to support that. You want to feel productive, so create a new routine, but also you want to relax and enjoy yourself to kind of rejuvenate and gird yourself to prepare for the upcoming fall. Tip number 4 is that this is a time for you to join a group, a book club, a library group, an exercise group, something for yourself, or sign those kids up for something. There's always some acting classes for littles like youth theater in the summer. There's summer camps. Some of them are just day camps, swim classes, tennis lessons, baseball, but sign them up for something to work off some of that energy and then celebrate your wins. Celebrate the things you do get done. You got lunch made, it was healthy and nutritious. You got the laundry done. You got your garden started. So celebrate those wins. I am so glad. So Terry says this has brought a smile to her face. Thank you. I'm glad that you were here. So good. All right. So now what I want to do is share with you my announcements. And so first of all, I want, as I just showed you guys, let me do that again. Sharing the screen. So what I want to be sure that I remind you guys about is that, again, our red and white sale coming up, but also Father's Day is June 21st, June 17th. So Father's Day is hard on the heels of Flag Day. So we've got some new pieces in for Father's Day. Then here's the one for Flag Day, 4th of July. That's also coming up. Independence Day, which is our 4th of July. And then our little red and white striped pepper and the red, white, and blue Connie. So those are some things I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. And then invite you guys to come back and see my new video, which is going to come up on Saturday, which will be my June grocery haul. You guys have been asking when I was going to do another one, so be sure and check that out. And then I want to let you guys know that I'm going to be taking a little hiatus for the summer. So I won't be having any more Wednesday night Homemaking with Purpose shows for the summer, I don't think. I have a guest speaker booked for 2 weeks from now. But other than that, I'm going to be taking the summer off so that I can do those things with my family, hoping to get my grandchildren out here to visit, to go back out there to visit. And there's just some other things. I've got some family members that are going to be having some procedures coming up. I'm in that same boat that you guys are, where I've just got more irons in the fire than I can possibly pull out. So I'm going to be taking a hiatus from Homemaking with Purpose. I'll still be putting up one video a week, at least that's the plan, but I won't be having the weekly show. I'll be coming back around in August. So wanted to let you guys know that. Well, now Hillary says she's going to Apron Diva. Well, what I try to do is show our new pieces on a YouTube video, or I wear them on a YouTube video. I have been so busy lately, especially trying to work with that 30 days decluttering challenge. I didn't even put the aprons up on there or mention Apron Diva on those videos for the most part. I just didn't have time to do it. But I'll still have my weekly videos, and my goal is to have my weekly videos come out on Saturday so that they're there on Saturday and then the following Sunday. So when people are having some quiet time, they can watch those. And I'm glad you understand, Hillary, because I tell you what, I am just no spring chicken. And then gardening season has started, so I want to get my garden going, and I just won't have time to do that. And then do a weekly show, do weekly video, and then all the other things that I need. And then also, fishing season has started, and I promised my husband I would go fishing with him more this summer. I only went twice last summer, so I want to be able to do that. So definitely want to try to spend some time with family. Okay? Wanted to let you guys know that. So Tammy says she understands. She wants to spend extra time with the grandchildren too. And when I was out there last week, it was just so nice to be able to see them in their natural environment, in their own home. And we got to go to both the girls' schools. And Morgan School is an hour that way from home. Mackenzie School is an hour that way from home. I don't know how their parents get that done. I mean, just how they manage all of that. It was really an eye opener too, because what the young parents today go through getting their kids back and forth to school is just amazing. My kids, for the most part, they caught the bus to school. The bus just came to the corner right by the house, and they caught the bus to school. And there was an after school bus for activities that dropped them off, like right there by the house, or we could pick them up or whatever. When they were younger, they walked to school because school was close enough to walk. It's just interesting now to watch what today's parents have to go through to get their kids back and forth to school. And so I want to be able to make those trips, make those fishing trips, and just sit out on the porch a little more with him while he's sitting there reading the paper or drinking a beer. I want to be able to sit there and drink some lemonade. So I'm going to be doing more of that. And Sue says, yes. It's funny you asked, Sue, because I did ask her if she wanted to jump on to let people know how she was doing with her progress in her packing and moving. Well, her kids were here Tuesday. No, her kids were here last Wednesday. And her daughter was like a whirlwind going through the house. That big box of papers with notebooks and things that she talked about, Helena got all those things put in one box, drug them over to her while she was sitting down and had her go through it. So that big box is almost empty. Helena cleared a lot of stuff out, and then the boys also helped with that. And so she's made great progress. I'm going to tell her you guys asked about her, because I asked her if she wanted to come on. I thought that she might. I told her about 8:30. Well, let me see. I thought I told her 8:30, but I might not have. Let me see what time I told her. Okay, now I can't even figure out what I'm doing. Oh, I told her 8:15 if she was available. She could jump on about 8:15. So I guess she wasn't available. But she's making good progress though. And then me and Mickey Blue Skies are going to go over next week, and we'll help her wrap up a few more things. I'm not sure what day her boys are coming back, but the boys are going to drive back up, and they're going to rent. No, they decided they were going to rent a pod and put the things that has to be packed up and transported in a pod. And I guess when you do a pod, the pod people transport it. Oh, Hillary, thank you. Trish, I'm glad you've been enjoying my YouTube videos. And please leave me a comment on the videos and let me know what things you would like to see. I'm working on my fall content, and I'll be doing some back to school laundry and stuff like that, laundry labs, and to help the moms get ready for that. So yeah. Well, all right then. If you guys don't have anything else, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.